Shall we? Okay, how's this looking? This is okay, and we're gonna go. Let's do that. Let's do that. Cool. All right. So we should be streaming. I'm guessing. I should really open that up on my my laptop over here. So. Yo, what's going on, guys? Rhys here from STOIC Pool, and in this video we're just doing a super chilled evening bit of NFT design. Got my coffee here. Hopefully we haven't got too much background noise, right? So I've got this problem. My fan in one of my computer, one of my fans is bust, so it's just making like crazy, horrible grinding noises. It sounds like a skateboard. Yeah, that's right, a skateboard. Not what you want. So wait, let me just get this up. So guys, Rhys here from STOIC Pool. If you're watching the channel, then you basically know who I am. And all I'm doing is I'm basically just chilling for the evening. Danny's out. She's like off doing something. Make sure there isn't a loop because I've got that going on over there. I've got some music on, so sorry, I don't know really what's going on. Yeah, like on my laptop. I don't know if there's feedback. We had feedback in the live video the other day. So basically, all we're going to be doing, yeah, is just working on this NFT project that I'm working on. And now I don't know which one it is. It's not that one. So basically, we're going to be designing these NFTs, right? And what we need to do is we need to make some colors. Is that coming out huge or something? It's one or the other, innit? Right. Get that over there. Let's just scroll down here so I can see what's going on with the chat. Boop, boop, boop. Audio sounds good. Cheers, Alberto. Thanks for that, mate. Right, hopefully you can see this all right. Oh, why is it huge? Excuse me just a second, guys. I'm just going to super sort this out because it is terrible. You know, OBS, right, is some great software, but sometimes it does weird things with your frames, and so you end up with problems, right? Here you go. Hopefully we can fix this up now. Kind of. Oh, I'm just going to leave it like this somewhere. That's going to be all right. So basically, I'm going to be using Sprite. And for those who don't know, Sprite is like just a bit of software, a bit of pixel art software. And it's really cool because you can do, you can do animations with it, right? So I've got this up in the top corner here, this window here. And this is going to be like my animation window. So I'm just going to zoom in a little bit on that. And I'm just going to hit play. And you'll see what we're basically doing, got this nice little moving NFT, is we're designing, or as I'm designing an NFT for StakingDAO. Because what we're doing is we're trying to basically create some NFTs with a bit of utility. And the utility for this NFT is staking bonuses, right? So what's going to happen is if you have this NFT in your wallet, whilst you're taking part with the StakingDAO, then you'll get a multiplier for your rewards. So that might be like, we're going to have a couple of different tiers, obviously. And we're going to have, like, at the minute, our going numbers are 1.1, 1.25, and 1.5. Now, what we might do is have some very, very special edition ones that are like a 1.75 or like a 2 times multiplier, but we haven't really figured all the details out with this yet. We know how we're going to do it, but we haven't, because we've been just trying to get the thing built, we haven't really figured out how we're going to do it. This is so distracting. Music was such a good idea, right? Until it was actually on, you're trying to talk. So I'm basically going to be chilling, doing this. You're welcome to join me, have a chat. I've got the chat up over there, so if you've got anything to say, got any questions to ask or anything like that, feel free to just chuck them in the chat box. I'm going to basically talk out loud whilst I'm doing this. I'm going to enjoy my coffee, and I've got a donut here as well, so we can enjoy that together. Very informal evening. So we have this version, right? This version right here. But I've done a couple already. So let's have a look. I've got this grey one. I've got a red one. The red one I don't like, right? Because red on screen, like the colors of red that show up in the spectrum on like screens is terrible. And so what happens is colors kind of blend together. Like it's hard to actually tell the difference, right, between some of these. And it's intense. Like it's actually hard to look at, especially when it's this big. So generally, like I'm not a big fan of red, but you know, it looks all right. And there's just 8 frames to these animations. So it's nothing too complicated. It's actually really quite simple. What else have we got? We got the original. The original one here is based on the NFT that I did for our 100th block. So if you guys were part of that, you might recognize this. And what this is just the coin version of that NFT. And I use this because I wanted to have, which I spoke about when we initially made them, is doing an animated version of this. And I had no reason to do it. And I'm not one of those people who likes to just make NFTs for NFT's sake. I just want it to have a reason. I want it to have purpose. You know, I want there to be a reason for you guys or for people to spend their ADA on it. If it's just for the sake of collecting it, then, you know, like that's just not what I'm about really. So I haven't done it for that reason. And now we have a reason to be doing it. Now we have some utility. We have a purpose. Then it makes much more sense to actually be doing this kind of stuff. So if anyone listening wants to suggest any particular colors or flavors or anything like that, then feel free to. I'm just gonna tweet this out quick so we can share it. And we'll tag StakingDAO in. So I've got this on my laptop, by the way, guys. Sorry, so that's why you can't see what's going on. And obviously that's really complicated because I don't have a mouse for it. But yeah. Anyway, let's just. You know what's really? I've decided that I kind of like Twitter for some reasons, because it's really helped over the last kind of couple of months. Really kind of spread the word for StakingDAO. But one thing that I don't like about it is all the hashtags, and the lack of access. Basically, it's like you can message something, you can tweet something, right? But stuff doesn't get seen. It doesn't get seen by people. Only a handful of people do, and it relies on those people actually promoting it for it to get anywhere. And yeah, you know, so that's kind of it, really. That's my gripe. Also, it kind of, there's a distinct lack of accountability on Twitter, which we've all probably fallen victim to at some point, I guess, where, you know, people are sometimes a bit rude. And yeah, I get why. Anyway, let's crack on with this. Let's get back over here so I can see what's actually going on. Boop. Okay, so, guys, if you have any suggestions for colors or anything like that, anything you want to see, you just let me know. So, or just say hi in the chat or anything like that, feel free to, but I'm just going to crack on basically, and then we're kind of just going to see how it goes. So this is like our main one, which has the StakingDAO logo. And for those who don't know, the StakingDAO logo is actually based on the Libra symbol. All right, Libra's like the scales, isn't it? The star sign, the scales. And so the idea of StakingDAO is to balance delegation across the network. So when I was trying to think of a logo to use, like I hate designing logos or imagining logos. It's such, I'm not really a graphic designer. I'm not like I used to do loads of graffiti. I have a bit of an artsy background, but I've never really done stuff like this before. And so sometimes trying to conceptualize an idea and distill it into a symbol can be very, very difficult. Well, it is very difficult. That's why people get paid loads of money to do that kind of stuff, right? So I'm not that guy. I'm not the guy who gets paid that kind of money. I teach people handstands and muscle-ups. That's my job, other than running the pool and stuff, obviously. So coming up with this was difficult. It was difficult to kind of distill it down to this. And once I had this idea, it kind of made sense. And I thought, you know what? That's what we're going to go with. Now, Libra is there's normally a split here. and it looks more like the Omega kind of symbol, and there's already a DAO on Ethereum called Olympus DAO which uses that, so I had to make sure it was different enough, right? And it is quite different. It's definitely different enough. It's a completely different symbol. It's got this extra line at the bottom. It's based on a circle rather than a kind of Omega symbol. Omega. So yeah, that's kind of where it comes from, right? It's the Libra symbol, Libra star sign. And we had a couple of designs when we were doing it, but this was kind of the one that we went with, and I'm glad we did because I definitely prefer it having seen them back again. So for those who don't know, I'm just going to duplicate this. Wait, what have we got here? Okay, so we're going to just take this one, right? And we're going to duplicate it. And we're going to call it primary. This one's going to be blue. Because we don't have a blue yet. So we're going to do blue first. Okay. Oh. Okay. So I'm going to move this at the top. And one thing that I love about pixel art is its simplicity. One thing I hate about it is that there's never enough squares, right? There's never enough pixels. So for this design, it's a 64 grid. I think it's 64 grid. And that's kind of like a 64 grid's like a classic size for like sprites, for characters, for like NFT, not NFT games, for like pixel art games, right? It's a standard kind of size. And like an 8x8 multiplied out, obviously. And so, yeah, so it kind of makes sense to kind of, if you can fit it in, then it has the pixel art aesthetic, right? Which is very important if you're doing something that's pixel art. It's got to actually look like pixel art. There are some NFT projects that have come out that try to do pixel art. I'm just going to start selecting stuff and we'll get on with it. That try and do pixel art, but they don't kind of hold the pixel tropes. And it seems like such a silly thing to get annoyed about, right? But it is kind of a little frustrating to see because you think, oh, come on, guys. Like, just do your due diligence, you know what I mean? You know what pixel art is. Sort it out, right? So, select. Oh, no, how do we do it? We just, I think we Shift R. There you go, look at that, bam. So this is blue. I'm not sure that I'm a fan of that, you know? I think it might need to be maybe brighter. I don't know. We're going to test stuff out. We're going to see how goes it. We're going to dip this one. We're going to give it a dark one. Yeah, that's maybe a little bit. I mean, the thing is, right, with blues, this isn't a very good palette. There's like too many blues, and one of them's always more purple or it's more green, right? And you just want a plain old blue. You want simple blue, but it's never simple blue. There's never a simple blue. So, anyway, let's go a little lighter. So wait, what have we done here? I'm not thinking, I'm talking instead. And that's a bad thing. We need to go here. Isn't that the one I did? Let's make that lighter. And then we need to go here. Look, this is supposed to be the darker one. There. And then we get super light. Okay, so this is what this particular shade of blue would look like, right? So all I've done here is we basically have 4 tones. And one other thing about pixel art that kind of needs to be right to get the aesthetic right is a very limited palette. Because if you just start throwing colors all over the place, then you can come up with some nice designs and it can look really good, but it doesn't have that kind of retro appeal, right? And sure, and that's the whole point of the pixel art, right? It's supposed to be simple. It's supposed to be very minimalistic. And this is my ideas anyway, guys. If you do different kinds of pixel arts, don't worry, there's no pixel art police. They're not going to be coming and getting you. I'm certainly not going to be upset about what decisions you make when you're making your art. But this is just my opinion about and why I'm making these choices. These are why I'm making the choices. And I'm just talking through my kind of thought process. Because who knows, you guys might actually be kind of interested in doing this kind of thing. And then this is kind of how you do it, right? It's kind of how we get it done. So that's the first. I'm just going to turn all those other ones off. That's better. Okay, so one thing, right? One thing about pixel art is, especially with when stuff's moving, is you can't always have everything in the right place, you know? Like perspective with something that's inherently two-dimensional and designed to be like very limited and two-dimensional, creating a 3D space in a very small amount of pixels, like a handful of pixels. Imagine what the surface area of this actually is. It's probably 64. It's probably like 128 squares or something like that. It's not a lot, right? So to be able to fill something in that kind of gap is difficult, right? It is difficult. And so when you kind of creating perspective, Shift R that, you have to imply shape, and you have to imply tone, and you have to kind of imply shadow, rather than being able to necessarily draw it in like you'd be able to do if you're doing like some fine art, even oil paintings or even graffiti, like a lot of the times, you know. And although graffiti and pixel art do have a lot of things in common, like they do have a lot of crossover in how you tone and shade stuff, generally you can go a little bit more detailed because you're not limited by a size. You know, here we've got a very small brush size, and it's actually quite large in terms of the whole size of like the spectrum that you have available to you, right? The actual size of or area that you have. I've done that the wrong way around. So it's really important when you're doing stuff to take your time and make decisions, not based on how it looks here. Like this doesn't particularly look that good, but when you have it moving and when you have it all set up, obviously you'll see the difference. It doesn't matter that this isn't a complete circle, right? It doesn't matter that that's not complete. What we're doing was just creating that, we're suggesting something. And so while it's moving and it's transitioning between the frames, your brain kind of fills in the detail. Does that make sense? Hopefully it makes sense. It should make sense, hopefully. Right, so this is the main one, isn't it? Shift R. And then the last one's the super dark one here. Oh, no, I need to do it right. Bam. And so like, you can see it a lot better. In the red, you just can't tell. You literally can't tell what's going on with red. But here you can see it doesn't like this. Why are these pixels here and that one isn't? You know what I mean? But when you transition, you can see how stuff, it stays in the same shape. You know, it stays in the same place. It just kind of squashes in a little bit. And even though now you're on the dark side of the coin, we still want some of the highlights of light, because we don't want, light doesn't come from just one direction, right? It's coming from here, it's bouncing off something over here, it's coming from around there and around there. So even when you're limiting direction or creating shadow, you still want to have some kind of light. Otherwise it looks very fake. It just looks fake, basically. And I know these are pixels, right? So everything's fake. But guys, come on, give me a break. It's all right. So here, now what we need to do, oh my god, these reds are disgusting. I'm sorry, guys. So we just need the darker stuff. Change that. And then we want our mids, and mids are here. Yeah. Mids are there. No, that's not it. So this is supposed to be here. That's better. And then we go here, and we dip that. And now I'm kind of getting in the rhythm of it. Hopefully it'll be a little bit faster, right? If only I click the button, them right in the right way around. Okay, so now we've got like a full blue side there. Okay, so now we're presented with another issue. And that's that we need another shade. And I didn't think about this ahead of time. Is that the same? It is. There's like another pink in there. Oh, I'm terrible at this, guys. Look, we're supposed to go 4 colors and there's already 5. So let's try and figure this out. So I'm going to go here. Bam. Change that one. Then we're going to go, where was it? It was here. That was supposed to be what? That one? And that was the same. So this is what it was before. And then we had this one. And then we had, what was the last one here? I need to right click those ones, alright? Remind me that, guys. So this makes sense But then this one, so this color, look, there's no the darkest tone is here, right? So that's going to be here. This is the first problem that we're going to be presented with, and it's really annoying. The other one has white because it's grayscale, right? It's got white in it. Okay, so let's figure this out. Let's go here. This one's supposed to be these ones. So we're just, nope, it's not. It's supposed to be those. Yep. And then we're going to go here. That goes there. And then this originally was the highlight, but what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to try and give it that one in the middle. I feel like this isn't going to work. It's going to be too similar. You know what? It's going to be alright. We got this, guys. It's going to be okay. I mean, it's going to have to be, isn't it? Okay, let's just get rid of the red, right? It's hard to tell what's going on with the red. Let's get rid of that. Where is it? Here. Change that. And wait, no way. Boot, 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 boot. Get rid of that. And last but not least. Okay. So now we're starting to get somewhere, right? Okay, that's not too bad. It's very similar, but it's okay. We can deal with that, right? Yeah, that's all right. Artistic decisions, guys. It's not easy, right? You can make such simple things can have massive impact on what the finished product looks like, and so it's, why are they all the same? This is a Rhys doing a mischief again. Okay, we're gonna have to do this manually. So we got one gap, one gap, one. So super darkest. One gap, one gap, one. So these three are the darkest color, right? Yep, darkest. Okay, cool. Now we can do the things. I still can't believe it's like that. All right, boop. Change them, and then we go next one. And I should just press enter for that, shouldn't I? Yes. Cool. So that's that. And now we need the super bright side. So here we've got the light ones already. So let's just do that, right? Cancel that. We need to select these. And then we take it down one. And then we select here. And then we take it down one again. And oh my god, they're so close. But it's going to be... Wait. So here we have an extra highlight. Look at that. Or is that just a mistake? That's just a mistake. No, it's not. It's not even a mistake, right? You know what it is? It's because the reds are too similar. That's what it is. Rhys, you're not losing your mind. There we go. Whew. That's confusing. Okay, so now we're all blue. And if you look in the top right, look, that's looking a lot better now. And I know this is super bright. I'm still not convinced with that, to be honest, but it does look a lot better. And one thing with the pixel art, right? You guys can probably see it better. Let me just scroll up by here. You guys can probably see it better because you can actually see, like, if you look at pixel art too close, then it just looks like a bunch of squares changing. It's like when you look at, you know, where you have those kind of LEDs displays where they have like scrolling text, like at the train station or something like that. If you are too close to those kind of things, you just see individual lights lighting up. It's only when you step back that you actually see the movement in it, you know, and you can start to actually visualize what, like actually see what's going on rather than just get stuck on a very, very granular kind of perspective. So here, up in the top right, like you can actually see it better than I can. And if you look at this individual thing, if I'm just spinning this really fast, you guys are going to see what Like, that's going to blend a lot better than how it does when I'm looking at it. When I look at it, it looks like just a mess, right? Beautiful, beautiful pixels. Okay, so I'm quite happy with that, actually. Those blues aren't too bad. They're a bit, like, washy. Not 100%. Not 100%, but let's go. Let's do a new one. So the last primary... Oh, no, what have I done? I just clicked new. Let's duplicate that. There it is. So the last, we've got 3 primaries, haven't we? Got red, yellow, and blue. So the last one we got to do is yellow. Oh no, what are these? These are horrible. Okay, well, let's just do it. Let's do it, right? Screw it, let's do it. So let's go here, and let's just do it nice and quick. It's going to be like a proper canary yellow. Sorry, guys. Oh my god, this is worse than the red. This is actually worse than the red. Yeah, it fully is. How is anyone ever going to see this, right? If you guys can tell the difference between these things, then good on you. Because I, like... how am I going to do the lightest? Like, imagine what that one's going to look like. It's just all going to look the same. Okay, so we need to go a shade darker, don't we? So let's go here. Let's take it there. And then, yep. And then we'll go here, and we'll take it there. That's a little bit better. I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure about that. I'm inclined not to do yellow, right? I'm actually inclined not to do yellow. I tell you what, right? Let's just change the palette. Let's change the palette completely. I like this though, because we've got them greens, them greens, them greens. Can we save it? Save palette. Let's save it as empty green. So we know, look, because the reason I'm saving it as the green one, right, is because I've got these colors down here, which are the ones that I used for the logo colors, right, for this one. And if I lose these colors, then I'm going to really struggle to find them again. And sometimes it's good just to have a point of reference, even if it's hidden amongst 128 other colors that I don't care about. Like, getting these ones right is actually quite important, right? Cool. You get it. You guys get it. Okay, now let's find a crazy palette. So one thing that I love about pixel art is the really old retro style colors, right? And I did this for the original staking, the NFTs for the 100 block things, the 100 block NFTs for STOIC. And what it is it's where you have, instead of having, like, you can see it here, right? These web safe colors. I don't know where they get these things from. These are hilarious, right? But this highlights it exactly, right? So you've got, instead of having all the same colors, like a tone, you have a shift. So this shifts from like a blue to a yellow, right? A yellow green. And then as you go darker, you go like a purple to a red and a blue to a dark green. And this is how like a lot of what's it called? Like Game Boy games and like old games and stuff used to work, right? Because these were the colors they had available to them. I don't like that one particularly. It was just a good example. So now let's go and find something that's a little more interesting. Those ones look horrible. Okay, so maybe I don't have any particularly nice ones. Do do do. Boop, boop, boom, boom, boom. Do, 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 do. Oh, I do have some here. So here we go. Let's just go this 8 color one here. Let's just do that, right? Oh my god, this has no colors. So, you know when we were talking about a limited palette earlier, and this is an example of it, right? We got like 6 colors here. So it looks like we're going to do a pink and turquoisey one, and that's okay. We're not doing primaries anymore. We've had enough of that. We're going to do this. And we're going to see what it looks like. Let's go here, boop, and then we're just going to select that. Do, 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 do. That didn't work. Oh no. What am I working on here? What have I just been changing the color of? I don't know. We're going to go here. Okay. And another thing that's really cool, right, that you can do with pixel art is you can easily do like negatives, or you can do random color highlights like this. And although like you look at it here and you can clearly see that there's like a definite difference here. But if I open up some of the old StakingDAO ones, I don't have them on here, I don't think. Actually, I might do. Let's go. Let's go have a little check. So when I did the original ones, we had e-ported. So like we had these kind of retro ones, and this will show you what I mean. Like we've got here, this is like the original NFTs that I did that I based this on. And here I have a red or like a pinky purple kind of magenta-y color. And then we've got a dark blue as the shadow. And we've got like a fluorescent pink, like a crazy fluorescent pink color as the highlight. And this works really well with retro art. Like you look at that as one thing. If I zoom out a little bit, it looks fantastic. I've just realized that you can't see it. You can't see it at all. Okay, so let me just turn this off and then you'll be able to see it, right? So this is what I'm talking about. What an idiot. So this is what I'm talking about, right? Where we've got like this pink, super fluorescent pink here. We've got this kind of magenta-y color, super dark blue for the shadow. Look, if I zoom right in, you can kind of see what I'm talking about. Like they're very clashing kind of colors. And when you look at it close, you're like, oh, that doesn't look good. But then when you zoom out, you're like, oh yeah, it kind of makes sense. And it reminds me of how, like, if you look at posters on, like, or like billboards, right? If you go to like a billboard or something, you'll see the, turn that back on. You'll see, if you look at a billboard, you'll see the difference in like, if you look really close, it's like it's like a primary color print, and it's just crazy print, boop, 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 everywhere like that. And that's kind of how they mix up the colors, and they have slightly less of one, slightly more of another. But it's a very basic kind of inkjet style printing thing. You know, it's not like mixed colors or anything. I kind of like this yellow. We might just try out the yellow, right? Oh, I can't. Oh yeah, I can. I'm just gonna take that. And I'm going to go here, and I'm going to take the highlight. And I'm going to swap it out. Beep. Oh my god, this is so much quicker. We've already got it there. Boop, 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 boop. So I'm listening to Rusty. Do you guys know who Rusty is? Probably, maybe not. Rusty is like this Scottish geezer. I believe he's Scottish. And he makes, like, music, basically. But he makes, like, a very particular kind of music that's, like, it's almost like Game Boy music. It's like, sometimes it's a bit dubsteppy, sometimes it's a bit like Joker or something like that, right? It's like, they used to call it purple. Like a purpley kind of sound, which makes no sense. But it kind of does. If you listen to it, you'd be like, I kind of see what you mean. But Rusty, anyway. And I'm listening to his Glass Swords album, which is like literally the epitome of actual game music. It feels like you're playing Sonic. Okay, we're just going to take that. So I've realized that this is a lot easier to do, right? We just got to go through all the frames. Once you got your color sorted, we got that one. Do. Okay, so we're coming up to a point here where we need different colors, right? Because we're going to need the extra color here for the highlight, right? But don't worry, because we've got it. We got it already. Cool. So I'm just going to go up here. I'm going to take this one. Or there's a super light pink as well, actually. Indeed. Pink's probably going to be too much, isn't it? Yeah, that is far too much. That just looks horrible. Okay, cool. Well, then you go minty green it is, right? So we need to change this one out. And then if you look up here, this is the one that we've got, right? So this is our finished one, where we have like this weird, very dark kind of grey-green. I don't even know if it's on the green, actually. It might just be like a kind of black. It almost looks darker than the outline. That's crazy. So, yeah. So there you go. That's a little highlighter. That's how we're doing it. And then you see here, we've got this little line here, which is kind of like the highlight. It's where the light's catching it. And then we have it here. We have it super light. But then we have the actual gold, the yellow parts, where the light would be actually hitting the edges to give it a bit of kind of 3D effect. I'm kind of letting it sit in there, although I should probably go minty with that. Now I'm going to leave it as retro shades, because I quite like it. That's actually turned out quite nice, I think. Okay, now let's make another one. This needs to change its name, though. This is going to be retro... cool. And I feel like we should just do the pink one, seeing as it's here. Let's not. Let's just do a different palette. Load up. Let's go. Let's just do this. Oh no, let's do this. So this one I kind of remember because we had it. We literally used it for the other ones. So this hopefully will look pretty decent. Let's just switch these over quick. We've already got you. Cool. And then we're going to go this crazy pink. You need to go there, and we're going to have too many colors. We're not going to have enough colors, sorry. I can tell already. So we're going to hit this color issue again, all right? And we're going to have to kind of make a decision here on whether we want to go. Let's just leave this green in. That green actually doesn't look too bad, does it? Let's do that. Let's leave that green in. So I'm going to put that there. And then on the super highlight one, where we need to go heavier, we're going to have all yellow as the highlight color, right? That's it. Perfect. You sorted it out, guys. Thank you. Thanks for the assistance. Let's just go and oh no, that's not going to work. It's not bright enough, is it? Oh, actually, it might be all right. Yeah, we'll see. Maybe it's just because we've been looking at something that's super bright that it looks a bit strange. Yeah, I think that's it. Okay, let's make this white for now. And then let's go here. We can make that one yellow. And then we can make this. And then we can go here. Cool. Cancel that. Need to go here. You're already done. Cool. So now we're in a pretty decent position with it. I don't mind that, actually. I mean, it looks weird, doesn't it, having like such a clashy shadow? But if you look at it while it's actually spinning, like this, it has like that proper retro. And this actually highlights the kind of retro effect that I was talking about earlier. It just makes the shadow look really deep and dark. I quite like that. That's quite fun. That's quite a fun one. Duplicate. All right, now let's just pick another palette. What else have we got? NFT, let's do this. Oh, that's basically the same. Okay, well that's not going to do it. Oh my. You can tell I've got favorite colors here, right? This kind of yellow, this kind of sunset-y, corally pink. Terrible, terrible. Put that there, put that there. And again, because these are 4 colors, I'm not going to have enough unless I just leave it white or something. Oh, you know what I think I've forgotten to do? I know it was already white. I didn't do that one, did I? What an idiot. You know what? I'm actually going to take that for this one. And instead of having this white, I'm going to make it that super bright yellow. Yeah, let's do that. Cool. All right, now we're going to go back up here. And we're going to switch those. Boop, 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 boop. It's too similar. It's definitely too similar. Oh, this is a blooming sunset one. Oh, okay, cool. So this is a little bit different. This is going to be workable. We can go with this. Oh, okay, right. Let's do. We need to make these larger, don't we? Can we make them large size? Cool. Now we can see them a bit better. Right. So if this is going to be the darkest one. Done it the wrong way around. That's better. Now, I'm not making, so here when I'm doing this, right, I'm not making like a set amount. I'm not thinking, oh, I need to have 50 or 100 different, strange noise, like 50 or 100 different ones. Instead, I've got to make sure that it's like enough so that there can be an interest. You know, it can be more interesting. There can be different ones. It's really important that there's different, right? And there's a variety of it. Because if they're all just the same, then there's not really much point in having different series. You know, we want ones that are just very basic, single tone kind of colors. We want some that are more kind of interesting and varied like this. And then like with different colors, using this kind of retro idea of coloring. And then we want ones that are kind of more like just odd or like random ones that kind of break the mold a little bit. So like, for example, we've got the basic logo one. Like this logo one I really like, right? I really like the white on it. But the thing about this, right, is you can't have the white with the Cardano logo, because if I can just go here, you can see here there's there's 4, right? I could potentially just have all those middle ones white. And I could potentially do all these middle ones white, you know, and take those 2 edge ones or like these 2 bottom ones. But then this is 4 squares. And then this is 2 squares. Like there's no way I could make a white one there. I'd have to make a decision that would ultimately affect the look, like the look of the thing. And it might work, you know, but it would mean everything would be slightly askew or skewed. And that is bad times. Like I just can't have it like that. That would just mess with my mind cogs. So instead, I've got to Shift R. Instead, I've got to try and figure out ways that we can do the right things. So like maybe I could have this where this is a different color, but again, like I can't do it with the Cardano logo. Instead, I got to figure out ways that I can make more interesting, more different patterns. Like I was thinking of trying to make some look super shiny and have like a light streak across it. So like here, maybe like this section here would be lit up, and then it would have like a little streak across here, or maybe like this little section here would be lit up. So it's like it's coming diagonally across, you know, like across like that with the light. But I'm not worried about that right now. obviously, because I've got more important things to be doing, like colouring everything else. But that's something that could happen, depending on how it goes and how kind of creative I'm feeling with it, I guess, when we get round to it. So I did something weird here, and that's because this is highlighted. Let's change it. So I'm going this way. The pinkest guy. Okay. Okay, so that's all the way around. And now we have an issue with this, as usual. You know what? I'm going to try and pull the purple in. What's that got? That's this color, right? So what if on the light one, if I change this to maybe that. Oh, it's the wrong way around. That did nothing. Why didn't that like it? I hope I haven't just changed loads of this. I'm actually an idiot. I don't know how I'm getting all these things wrong. Select this, change it. Okay, that's too dark, right, compared to this, yeah? So what if I switch them round? And I go, I'll leave you with a highlight. And I take you, and I put you, what are you? You're over there. So what if I make that one there? Okay. That's too dark, isn't it? So we leave that there, and then we'll just go lighter here then, yeah? Let's try that. Not sure I'm happy with it, to be honest. That's actually quite a decent colour. And what are you? You're not white, are you? No, you're super light. Okay, so maybe it doesn't even matter. Maybe it doesn't matter. Leave that there. Change you back. And what are you? Super light there. Well, I can change you there now, can't I? Not yet, I can't. Change that one. Leave that one super bright. And then you're going to be here. Okay. That was incredibly complicated. Unnecessarily complicated. So what we need to do is change this. Yeah, and then we need to change this. Okay, that. Change that one. To there. Yep. And then let's get some of this back on, shall we? Much better. Can't do that though. Did that work? No. Need to select you manually. Bam. Need to select you manually. I don't know how random ones of these have just turned out with different colors. Okay, that's okay. So here, look, what's happened. This is quite nice because we've actually got 5 colors, so we can actually have the extra shade on it, right? But what we've done is we've given it just a super highlight here, so it's got very, very bright. And we could do the same with the purple, right? Oh no, there's 4 colors there, we probably couldn't. Unless we kept like the corally pink, which might work. Okay. Okay, well this one's kind of crazy. Let's do this. If you're wondering where I got these palettes from, by the way, guys, I basically got them off a website called... Ooh, what is it called? Let me find out. Let me find out. Low Spec. So there's a website called Low Spec, which is like pixel art kind of palettes and resources and like art. It's like a little forum basically. It's a really cool website, and there you can get loads of different palettes off there for different kind of color styles and color schemes, and it's really nice. You get some nice ones, really nice ones. But you know what? I've had enough of like crazy colors for today. I'm gonna go back to my boring ones. What was it? I think it was Google UI. I'm going to use Google UI. Plenty of colors here. So we're not going to do yellow, remember, because the yellow sucked. I'm going to call this purple. And we're just going to go crazy with these, right? Obviously, these look great together. Okay, so we've gone all the way around there. And I'm going to go up 2, aren't I? Going to go up 2. Is that too similar? It might be. It might be alright. Go up 2. Select the mid. That's definitely too similar. Look at that. That's too similar. Let's go here. That's better. That's so much better. You need to be able to see, right? You need to be able to see the highlights. And if you can't see them, then they don't exist, right? So, and that seems like such an obvious thing to say, but actually it's really important with art, especially minimalist kind of art like this, because if you get it wrong, then you'll never quite tell, you can't quite see what you're looking at, and then it just becomes nothing, right? For it to have a little bit of a wow factor, it's got to actually look right, you know, otherwise it's just meaningless and it's kind of nothing, and you know, you just immediately your brain just won't be interested in it, and that can be kind of difficult to create. So we need to do something about this, right? So I'm gonna go select you. You are there. Okay. I'm gonna have to make the highlights, these ones, this color. So the super light ones we're going to have to change around, remember, because we had a problem with that before. Is that even there? Oh, that is not close. That's too... That's the same. That's literally terrible. Okay. Doo-doo. Okay, so what are we going to do about you then? Can we do that? We could do that, but then it doesn't look right, does it? Okay, we're going to just have to take it all down one. I'm not sure about this, guys. Get rid of that. That looks very samey, doesn't it? Unless we had it darker. Could do it like that, couldn't we? The thing is, they're too similar now. And so it doesn't really bring the highlights on very well. What to do with you? What do we do with this one? Primary blue. How do we deal with this? Okay, and what are you? So you were just there the whole way round. Okay. Well then that's it. There you go, decision made. So this is going to be a little darker then. Because it has to be, obviously. So the highlight has to be here. Wait, right? Was that right? Oh my god. Brain's no good. And what are you? And what are you? And what are you? Yeah, okay, cool. So we need to start with not retro. Oh my god. So what we need to do is we need to go here. Let's just start on the bright one because now we know where it's got to go, right? So you're there. Cool. You're going to be there. Can we change you? Yes, we can. And then you're going to need to go there, which you are already. Cool. No, that's wrong, isn't it? We need this. Let's just change it down here now. Change it there for a sec. Is that right? This is why, if you're working with one kind of style or palette, you should just stick with it. Because as soon as you start changing it up and doing crazy stuff, you forget what you're up to. And you forget how you've organized the palette in the first place. And it literally just messes everything up. So that's the mid-tone, right? And then this one's the usual highlight. Like the main color. So that's the shade. Okay, cool. Figuring it out. Figuring it out slowly. Sorry about this, guys. Did that change? Why is that? It's because I'm on the wrong one. Done. Okay, let's just change this one first, because otherwise it's not going to work. Let's change you first. Change you to there. Okay. And then we need to highlight this one and change it to there. And then we need to highlight this and change it to there. Whew, that isn't complicated, is it? And then you're already there. Great. And you're already there, right? Great. You're there. Cool. And you're there. Okay, wicked. Figured it out, guys. It's only taken 10 minutes. But we got it. Cool, you're the same. You're there, you're there. Okay, and you're there, good. You're there, good. Oh. Let's not mess with that. Let's not mess with that, please. Okay, is that working alright? That is, isn't it? Is that... That's alright. That's alright. That's alright. Oh, that's a bit bright. Is that right? No. Yes. Cool. Alright. That was probably the hardest one we've done so far, isn't it? Let's change this. Let's do... Done a green. Done a blue. Oh, let's do like a turquoise. If I can spell it. Blimey. Dyslexic Rhys. Let's go here. Okay, we can deal with that, can't we? Shift R. Cool. Next one. Wicked. You're already there. Okay, then let's go here. I'm just going to smash through it now, guys, because I got a bit of a rhythm about me. And I remember what we were actually doing. Well, this looks a bit garish, doesn't it, next to the other one? Okay, cool. And then the next one. Oh, it's so much easier when they all just know what colors they're supposed to be. Okay, let's go for the highlight, and we'll just change it. Should we have it there, or should we have the higher one? I feel like maybe we should have the higher one. That looks better, doesn't it? Now we know what's going to happen, don't we? We're going to get around here, and it's going to be wrong. But actually, we've kind of already prepared for this, if you remember. Where we can put it here. That's too much. That's too similar to that one though, isn't it? Let's go there. I think that's alright. I think that's alright. If that's spinning quick, that looks alright. So that gives it enough of an impression of light on that side to make it different. Alright, and this is also the same kind of issue that I ran into down here, if I can find it, with my logo colors. And the reason is, right, is because the white, when it turns into the shaded side, stayed white. And so here you can see that that's clearly grey, right? That's definitely a grey there. But what was happening is before it was just this pure white, and so every time I moved here, like I've got extra white here to show for like the light of really shining on those tips, and then when we went here, it just stayed white, and so it didn't really look like it was in the shadow. And I only noticed it once I exported it because it didn't look like it was spinning. It looked like it was like squidging and then opening up, and that's why. Naughty shadow parts. Things that matter. Whereas that little bit of a transition there makes a huge difference. And it doesn't matter. The light stuff is easier to see, right? It's easier to see the difference between these two. Whereas if I had it on the next one down, it's harder to see the difference if I just change that over quick. It's harder to see the difference between the mid and the shadow there than it is to have it a bit lighter. You can see that super light bit quite easily. And I don't know, there's probably a really good reason why this is, and it's probably really obvious, but I can't really remember why that's the case off the top of my head. I'm sure I've learned about it at some point, like in art or something like that, why lighter tones are easy to distinguish. But yeah, it's just a thing. It's just a thing, guys. Ain't nothing but a thing. So now let's do orange. Let's do an orange one. This is quite orange. Or should we do proper orange? Let's do that, proper burnt orange kind of color. What do you reckon? That they're all. This is like similar to the red, right? Where they're all too similar. So let's do this one. So we're gonna go here. We're gonna select the darks. We're gonna swap them over. We're gonna do all of these. Now, orange is probably my least favorite color. Generally, I would say. Not for any particular reason. Just don't really like it that much, that's all. Wow, that's bright. So we might have to take that up a notch. I'm already feeling that we need to take that up a notch, don't we? Let's go there. That's a bit better. I know it's hard to make creative decisions like that, right, when you're so early into picking the colors, but you can see instantly when you're comparing it to this turquoise that it's just crazy different, and that's not acceptable. So that's going to need to go up again then, isn't it? Yes, definitely. Imagine if that was the same, it'd all look the same. So orange, I guess it's the red in it. Red, yellow, and orange generally have this problem on computer screens, especially, where you just can't tell the differences as obvious. Maybe I'm colorblind. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe you guys can see it and you're like, Rhys, you're being an idiot. It's so obvious. Might be. Might be. That's the only one with those. Cool. That looks pretty decent actually. I'm quite happy with that. Maybe we should have it more garish orange, right? Let's not worry about it right now. Swap that over. And I'm probably gonna do one or two more, and then I'll probably call it, right? And you know what? Let's just do some really disgusting colors. So I'm gonna do a brown. I'm gonna do a horrible brown for a chocolate coin. Just for a bit of fun. So when you pack like a darker color with an orange, it makes it look a lot nicer. But when you just have orange by itself, I just don't really like it. And it's the same actually with yellow. So like, you know where we did our retro-y ones a bit further down, where they were all kind of pinky yellow. Like when you have mixed colors like that, yellow kind of fits, it like suits its position. And so it feels a lot better, like it makes it look a lot nicer. Like that automatically looks a lot nicer, in my opinion. You guys are allowed a different opinion. Just a heads up on that, alright? If you have a different opinion, that's okay. Oscar, you're gonna love these. Actual chocolate Cardanos. Okay, then we're gonna go here. I don't know why I always slip that. We're getting there. We're getting there. Okay, we just need that highlight. And to be honest, having like a white like this or like a yellow like this would actually kind of work with the brown. Like you can see here, it looks like it actually does catch the light. But we're not gonna do that. We're just gonna go pure brown. Oh, you know what? I'm actually tempted to leave it like that. No. I'm going to duplicate it. And I'm going to have the chocolate orange version. And I'm going to have the chocolate version. Cool. And then we'll go for that highlight. Oh, again, I kind of just want to leave it, right? I'm not sure. I don't like brown stuff either, guys. Like a brown colored things, again, it's not really it's not really my vibe. All right, what else have we got? We got this. We got a proper deep green. We got a super light. Like, this kind of green just looks kind of a bit pointless, doesn't it? Okay, we're going to do 2 more. I know I said that last time, but we're going to do 2 more. Duplicate. This one's going to be... This one's going to be boring green. This one's going to be mud green. Okay, and mud green's the wrong word, right? But I'm talking about this kind of horrible mossy color here. Nah, I'm not doing it because it kind of looks disgusting. Why would you do something like that, right? Okay, we're not going to have mud green. We're going to have like a moss green instead. A moss green, that's acceptable. And that's going to be these ones, right? Now, this might actually be super bright. It's hard to tell when you just have those little swatch kind of, the swatches. It's hard to tell, but it looks really pale, doesn't it? Like that line, that selection. So it might be quite nice. I'm just going to go up 2. Because it's already quite different. Cool. I'm going to go up 2 again. Lovely. Guys, this is literally the most boring live stream for you guys ever. I'm sorry about that. But I just thought I'd share the fun. Share my thought process when I'm doing these kinds of things. And also it's a bit more interesting than me just doing it by myself too. Okay, light. You know the rules, guys. You need to go light for this. Hopefully, this actually helps some of you guys at some point. You know, maybe you're trying to do some retro art, or maybe you're like working on something like some retro art style NFTs, you know, some pixel art. And maybe some of these things can help you, know, like some of these things I've explained earlier in the stream when I'm talking about the pretending shadow and pretending, like implying shape rather than actually defining it, because they're 2 different things, obviously. Hopefully that helps you. You know, hopefully that gives you some understanding, or can like maybe make sense in your brain better than some other time where you might have learned it or not learned it, as often is the case. Oh no, which one of these have I done now? Life is hard. I need to do this one. Change this. Did I do that? It's hard to tell. Let's find that blue one. Turquoise. What color are you? You're that one. Yeah, so good job I checked, right? Because that's actually there. Oh no, am I on that one? No, that is it. That is it. Okay, this is going to be... So I've done this, I've done this, I've done that one. No, let's do it. Let's do this. This is the one I want, right? Oh, maybe I want that one. Just make a decision, mate. You know what I mean? What do you reckon? Should we go like leafy green? Let's do leafy green. Screw it, let's do it. That's too dark. That's definitely too dark. Cool. Okay, now let's just get this right. And so that was there, right? Okay, and then we'll go here. That seems very close. I don't know who comes up with these palettes, but sometimes the colors just, they're the same. they look very, very close, don't they? So we're going to have to go with this one. There you go. Just to create that extra bit of contrast to help separate out those colors a little bit. Okay, now I need to check something because one of these looks blue. Which one is it? This one. That is blue, isn't it? Fully. Very smart. Okay, let's get rid of that. That's it. Almost there. Cool, right, so this is next. Okay, so these, I don't like these greens at all. They're very, very similar, aren't they? This was a disaster. This is a disaster one. So we did that, so then let's pull this one up, yeah? That cool blue-green, that is a no-go. You know what I might do? No, let's not worry about that. That's the one I did for the blues, or was it this one? That's the one I did for the purples. Actually forgotten what I've done at this point. That's there. Yeah? Okay, that's there. That's turquoise. Purple, what did we do for purple? Purple, we did that line. So maybe I do those darker ones then. Primary blue, what did I do for you? That one. Okay, right, so let's do this mid one. There we go. This will be it. This is going to be the last one, guys, and I'm going to call it a night. Because I'm starting to get a bit hungry. Of course. Yeah. Make sure I've got them all, because that one already tried running away, didn't it? Okay, so those greens are different colors. I don't know how I've done this, guys. I've literally made such a mess of these things. Okay, that's better. Getting somewhere slowly. And then go highlights. Okay, let's just change this one. Cool. All right, so these are too similar. I might have to fix this up. Oh, actually, when it's moving, it doesn't look so bad. Does it? That actually looks decent when it's moving. Okay, cool. Right, guys. Super chilled evening. Just figuring out some little NFTs for StakingDAO. Hope I haven't bored you too much. Hope there's something in there of some value that you've kind of learnt. from. Next week, we're going to water my bonsais. No, I'm joking. Imagine that. You guys would be so angry with me. Yeah, so that's kind of it. That's kind of it. Big takeaways is this shadowy contrast here. Contrasting colors, another big takeaway. To make sure you've got a big enough difference. This is pushing it a lot. These might be better if they were like this. Oh, not like that. Might be better if they were a little bit darker. Maybe. The risk of that is here. Which actually isn't too bad, right? Okay. So what? Should we go darker? Let's just do it. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Let's just do it. Screw it. Let's do it. But that does make a difference as well. Look at that. Sometimes you just got to try stuff out. That feels much better. The light ones are alright. Give it that extra distance between that dark one, and that looks much better. Thanks. Thanks for being part of the process, guys. I appreciate it. I appreciate you coming along for the journey. That's it for this video. Chilled little Tuesday afternoon live stream. If you like what you're seeing, as always, give us a like, subscribe for more. Guys, go and vote for StakingDAO, all right? It's not around yet because we didn't get funded in Fund 7, so we're going to be going back for Fund 8. But make sure to actually vote for Fund 8, yeah, for StakingDAO. You can check out what that's all about by checking any of the other videos about StakingDAO. More than welcome to check them out. More than welcome to join our Discord. I'm going to pop a link in that. It's not in there at the minute because I didn't add it in, but I'll add it like tomorrow or something when I can be bothered or when I remember. What else is going on? If you're interested in getting some of these NFTs, if you've got any questions about pixel art, you can reach out to me. The NFTs themselves aren't on sale yet, obviously. I'm just designing them. And we haven't figured out how, like, price points for them. We haven't figured out the exact mechanics of the staking bonuses that you'll get from it. But that's kind of what we're going with it. All right, that's the whole purpose of these NFTs. It's not just for fun. Although I have made all these colors for fun, and I'm going to be making a lot more of these colors as well because there's never enough, right? And so just to have a little look, because we have done quite a few tonight, haven't we? So let's just have a look at what we've actually done in the last kind of hour and a half or so. The last one we did is this super blue. Then we did this mossy green. Then we did chocolate. Then we did this chocolate orange with like the kind of bright sunlight, which actually I quite like. Now I see it spinning around again. I'm kind of catching up on what we've been up to. Then we done super bright orange. It's a very vibrant color. Then we done this kind of turquoisey blue. Then we did super purple. And we got this kind of pinky purpley kind of retro color. This like corally pinky purpley thing. Then we got another retro one where we've got greens. What is even that color scheme? That looks really nice. I really like this one. And this is where we've got the really deep shading as well. Oh my god, this is actually probably my favorite one. Then we've got similar, just turquoisey with the yellow highlights. That's a bit of like sunburst, like a sunblush one. Then we got this purpley blue, like an ultramarine kind of blue color, which is quite nice. We've got our original logo one, which you guys weren't a part of, but I did that by myself. And like my favorite part of this, but I really like this one, right? And actually, now that I think about it, I'm tempted to do primary colors with the stake, or like basic colors, like all of these with the StakingDAO logo, because I think that would actually look pretty neat. That sounds like the first series that I might do. Or maybe they'll be the special edition ones and I just sell one of every, or two of every color, or 5 of every color or something. And then we've got really horrible red. You guys, again, you weren't around for this, but I actually despise this one. I'm going to change those colors. What have we got here? We got this one. Let's just do this now, right? Let's just do it. Screw it, let's do it. Primary red. So what we want to do, this one, yeah, we want to turn up. So I'm just going to take that. Okay, and then the highlight. What's the highlight color? No, here. Whew. We're going to change it to there. Let's undo that one. Cancel that. Okay, and you are that color, aren't you? And then we want our change that one. That looks a lot better, doesn't it? I'm much happier with this, guys. I still think this is a little too much. What's the super dark one? And what's... This is there. So what if we just went for this one, right? Is that going to be better? That is a bit better. Brighten it all up a little bit. Okay, we've definitely been around them all there, haven't we? I'm actually glad. I'm actually glad we fixed that, guys. Spent a second to do that on the way out, because now that looks a lot better. It's not so like just spreading those colors out a bit has made a huge difference. Like spreading them across the kind of light to dark, you know, like the tone spectrum. Perfect. Then we got a grayscale one, which is similar to like the stone one that I did originally, like for the 100 blocks. And then we got the original one. I think that's the best yellow I'm going to get. This like gold kind of yellow. I know that doesn't really do it justice. There you go. Cool. Right, guys, that is it. I'm actually leaving now. Now you've seen them all. Oh, you know what? Make sure you save your work, guys. I know it seems really basic, but the amount of times you just forget to do stuff like that, it ruins everything. Right. Take that out. Enough music. That's it for this video, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Hopefully this has helped you learn something about pixel art and like how you can make certain design decisions. Like you've seen me change and edit enough of these to get an idea of how I kind of think and what my process is when I go through this stuff. If you're interested, reach out to me or follow StakingDAO at StakingDAO on Twitter for more information about when these kind of things go live. I'm not going to keep all of these. I'm going to delete some of them. I'm going to add a bunch more. I think we're probably going to go for, you know, maybe 10 in a series, and there's going to be a handful of series. We need Danny here to do silly things like that, because if I do it, it just sounds silly. Sorry, it just sounds wrong, you know, like rather than like I'm messing around. Okay, cool. So that's it. Don't forget to like, subscribe for more. If you're interested, go and check out Sprite. Like this is really good pixel art software because it does the animations as well, and it does the animations really well as well. You can like layer stuff, you can adjust things, you can put text in. It's like it's a really cool bit of software. It's really cheap. It's like 30 euros or something like that. $30. 30 euros. It's like $30 or something. Like it's not a lot of money, and it's really simple. It's just pixels, right? But other software, other drawing software. Oh, why do we have a discrepancy here? We actually have a discrepancy here, guys. Can you believe that? Like, what's going on? This is terrible. I'm glad I noticed this. So this shouldn't be colored here. Look, I know it seems like that's a tiny little thing, right? But that actually, that's whether or not this thing is real or not. So wait, was it on this one? Oh no, don't tell me you're on all of them. Well, I'm glad I noticed this, guys. Look, it actually is terrible. Right. Always check your work. Guys, that's it for this video. I'll catch up with you in the very near future. I'm going to do another live stream probably next week. I'll get Danny involved though, yeah, because it's much more interesting for everyone. There's lots of stuff that's been going on in Cardano recently. I've got some stuff to report about being part of the circle and stuff like that. So make sure you subscribe. Leave any questions or comments you got in the box below. Reach out to me at STOIC Pool or at StakingDAO for information on these NFTs specifically. Otherwise, guys, yeah, that's it. That's it. I'll catch up with you in the next one. See you then. I just need to figure out how to stop this thing.